Welcome back. This is part 3 of a film study on Duran's use of lead forearm control on the inside. In this video, we'll be looking at how opponents countered Duran's lead forearm control. As we saw, for lead forearm control to be effective, the rest of Duran's body has to be in position. That includes head to lead neck position, back foot planted or feet V-shaped with weight forward, lead glove palm down gripping the opponent's forearm or forearm pressing into the crook of the elbow, and downward rear bicep pressure on the opponent's lead arm. If any of the body parts weren't in position, it gave opponents a chance to counter his lead forearm control, either by punching or by wrestling him out of the position. Head to lead neck was the most important, and many of the counters involved wrestling Duran out of head to lead neck. We'll start by looking at when opponents counter Duran when he has lead forearm control without head to lead neck.
They're both. They talk about
Sugar Ray has head to lead neck, Duran doesn't. Duran repositions his feet to get head to lead neck again. Sugar Ray frees his rear hand to punch before Duran can plant his feet. In all of the remaining examples, Duran gets head to rear shoulder instead of head to lead neck. Without leverage from head to lead neck, Duran can't prevent Sugar Ray's forward clinch walk or body hook combo.
Duran keeps forcing him to his corner, a la Tommy Loughran, but Leonard fighting out. I have the feeling Roberto to the right hand now. It's down to 25 seconds. This one will go all the way.
Lead forearm control breaks Sugar Ray's posture, but he can immediately recover. The next counter we'll look at is when the opponent gets head to lead shoulder. In these examples, Duran is inside and angled for head to lead neck, but the opponent is able to drop their head down into Duran's lead shoulder. This doesn't force Duran out of head to lead neck, but makes him less effective from there by creating a barrier with their head that keeps Duran's chest and lead forearm farther away, while also making space for them to punch.
Out, by the way. Go by the board. Benitez. There's not been a lot of damage done, even though there's been a lot of... That was a right hand.
And again, Hagler starts in the right-handed stance. He has switched up often in this fight.
If Duran got a lead underhook while Hagler was southpaw, Hagler would sometimes make space by shifting back to orthodox and swimming his right hand in to help push, then get head to lead shoulder.
Duran, and as maintained, Hagler has done his best work.
Halfway through the opening round. A bit of a right hand by Duran on...
Hagler's constant shifting footwork, pushing for space, good body positioning, and size advantage were too much for Duran to handle on the inside. Probably the reason he didn't try to get forearm control much in this fight.
It was a glancing...
The hard worker in boxing, and Duran, he's the showman. So far, the hard is getting the job done.
The big news is that Duran
Has been everything it was billed to be. Is on Duran at the beginning to make this fight. He is.
In the remaining examples from the first Sugar Ray fight, Sugar Ray gets head to lead shoulder, then steps his lead foot back, squaring up for space to punch.
Trying to go underneath that left hand with a right up.
Sugar Ray's strategy in the first fight of attacking the body with hook combos took advantage of the fact that Duran rarely shelled up to protect himself on the inside. His arms were usually extended away from his body trying to get forearm control, and his forearm blocks didn't always work.
Just the great hand speed. Been a terrific. That's not enough to intimidate Roberto Duran. It's round. Going to change it, save his championship. Sugar Ray Leonard must fight. Plan obviously to go to Duran. Has come out smoking, and Duran waiting a little bit. Still in front of him. Duran punching away. Everything. Is that he needs it. Now. Leonard doing.
Next counter we'll look at is when the opponent gets a high lead underhook. Since Duran got front foot heavy and head to lead neck, if his feet weren't in position and firmly planted and he didn't have strong downward pressure with his rear overhook, an opponent's lead underhook could disrupt his balance and force him out of head to lead neck, giving them an opening to punch or move.
It's early, it's only combinations too, which will help his fight. Quite as accurate as he was in the first 3 rounds. Palomino. I don't know any other welterweight who could. There's he coming back. Palomino. Best shot to brilliant young Mexican-American, Palomino. With a big 10th round ahead. Just missed that right hand that time. Once again, a left hand by Duran, and Duran has turned things around. 6 down in the 6th round.
Pace is slackened in this round. It would have had to, I think.
The last counter we'll look at is when an opponent pushes with the vertical lead forearm frame. Like the lead underhook, pushing with the vertical lead forearm frame was another way to get Duran out of head to lead neck position using the lead arm.
From the very beginning.
Sugar Ray gets a vertical lead forearm frame as soon as Duran retracts his rear underhook. Once he had the frame, he would use it to push Duran out of head to lead neck by pushing to his right as he pivots or shuffles left.
The infighting caused fury on.
Getting the vertical lead forearm frame was one of Sugar Ray's priorities on the inside in their second fight.
Leonard got away from the ropes with an uppercut, and Duran trying to keep him against the.
Since Sugar Ray's lead arm isn't underhooking, Duran can't get the rear overhook to help him prevent lateral movement on that side. In many of these examples, Duran throws rear hooks to the body underneath the frame, but Sugar Ray was willing to take those punches in order to keep the frame so he could push with it.
Interfering this time. Duran trying to fight his fight. Duran getting. Now let's see if Duran can continue successfully to move forward. There you see Duran holding.
Sugar Ray also occasionally set up his vertical lead forearm frame with punches. One setup was to throw the jab as Duran came in, then drop his elbow down instead of retracting his arm.
They're coming to began to do.
In this instance, Duran gets Sugar Ray to release the frame by attacking the body.
Under the exhortation of Ray Arcel. Then in the
Another setup involved getting the vertical lead forearm frame after a close-range lead hook.
But he's got to respect this young man. The quickness of Leonard's hands. To stay away from that sagging area. Under the can.
All right, that brings us to the end of part 3. Thanks for watching.